Today I'm showing you all crystal tier locations, and I'll be starting with the best ones. So if you don't watch the video for long but you find exactly what you need and you find it helpful, please do leave a like, because short watch time duration can negatively affect the video. So I'm going to be starting with the two best ones for the mage. First we have Cerulean Hidden Tier. This eliminates all FP consumption for 15 seconds. This is got by going to Mount Gilmore, going up the left ladders in the mountain, going around, take the bridge at the top. When you get to the top, a little bit straight away to the left, you're going to make your way to the ninth, make your way to the Road of Inquiry. From the Road of Inquiry, you're going to go down the hill until you reach this point right here, where you're going to have to fight a fairly hard boss, especially if you're at any level around 100 or under. If you need to bring somebody in to help you kill them, you might have to just like sit back. The boss is fairly hard. It's not something you can just run to, is what I'm trying to say. But defeat the boss, get the Cerulean Hidden Tier. The second best tier for mages is much easier to acquire. This is the magic-shrouding crack tier. Temporary boost magic attacks. It boosts your magic attacks by 20% for 2 minutes. This can be acquired in Lorania by defeating this minor Erd tree. You can get up anywhere over here, come up the lake, come down. Very easy. For melee builds, your best two is going to be preference based off your build, a little situational, swap it out. I'm going to be providing you all the best ones for the melee builds. To start off with, we're going to be starting with a pretty universal one, more lean towards tank builds, but pretty much anything melee that's not like bloody kill yourself is pretty damn good, and even still, it wouldn't be terrible. There's just better ones. But this is the Crimson Speckled Crystal tier. This increases your maximum HP by 10% for 3 minutes. 3 minutes is pretty significant. I'm going to get into why this is actually pretty damn good, especially mid-game to late game and after you acquired some runes, especially if you're playing a tank build, or you got Margaret's Greater Rune, or you got the Greater Rune for extra HP, FP, and stamina. So if you have things equipped like Erdtree's Favor 2, Crimson Amber Medallion +2, and if you need the location of any talisman, I have all the talisman location videos with everything named, time-stamped. I'll include that link in the description below. So if you got bonus XPs through talisman, and say you got bonus XP through a Greater Rune, so I'm at 2,534 right now with these two and Margaret's Greater Rune with only 60 vigor, and now I popped the potion, I'll get 10% of the total after all those bonuses. Now I'm at 2787. It's weird. It might even, I don't think it's 11. It might be 11%. It comes actually out to 11%. So sorry about that. I was trying to look exactly what it was. I needed a more significant number to actually look at it and see. But it actually gives you 11% extra HP for 3 minutes, which is pretty damn good, especially if you are running a build where you have points into vigor. Like if you're dumping points into vigor and you got a tank straight up, go toe to toe, this is a very good crystal tier for you. Next up, we have a 2-for-1. We have one for lightning users and one for holy users. We have the lightning-shrouding crack tier and the holy-shrouding crack tier. These both can be got by going to Lorania and defeating this Erd tree. Both raise their magic properties by 20% for 3 minutes. So lightning does more lightning damage, 20% 3 minutes. Holy does more holy damage, 20% for 3 minutes. Next up, if you make your way east from the Smoldering Church, you can get 2 more crystal tiers. One, the flame-shrouding crack tier, which gives you 20% bonus fire damage for 3 minutes. And you'll also get the green burst crystal tier, which temporarily boosts stamina recovery speed. Now, I don't know the exact increased rate for the stamina recovery, but I did use this several times in my first playthrough before I actually acquired crystal tiers and actually started using them. I just had this one and half HP recovery. And I'll tell you this, it actually is very noticeable, the stamina recovery. It's a noticeable difference of how much your stamina does recover. Next up, we have the Crimson Hole Bubble tier, which is very useful in certain scenarios, like just straight rolling across with the magic archers for the last light, not even worrying about them. Or as a melee build, going up against a straight magic build and just swinging away at it for 15 seconds, not taking any damage. So what this tier does is any damage that's received for 15 seconds that's not physical damage is completely 100% negated. Also, if you have any health deterioration on your health bar, if you've lost say 200 HP and you get hit for a magic attack for 300 HP, you would heal the entire 200 HP because you would heal for 300 HP. It negates all physical damage, and it turns that physical damage that would have been received into health regeneration. So while it is situational, it can be very OP for those situations. Now, this is acquired by going to the mountaintops of the giant, coming to the foot of the forge, and you're going to make your way to this check mark. Then you're going to make your way to this check mark. Then you're going to come here. You're going to get off your horse. You're going to go kill like 10 little hand dudes till you get to here. Get the tier, and then just be advised, as soon as you pick up the tier, a big hand is going to land directly on your head, ambushing you. Next up, we have the Strength-Knot Crystal. This will boost the strength in your stats by 10 for 3 minutes. It can be acquired by coming here from the Storm Hill Shack. Next, we have the Dexterity-Knot Crystal, which raises the dexterity in your stats by 10 for 3 minutes. This can be got in Lorania by coming here. Next up, we have the Faith-Knot Crystal tier. This boosts faith in your stats by 10 for 3 minutes. This can be acquired on the southern peninsula north of the demi-human forest ruins near the Church of the Pilgrimage. You can just come over here and acquire it. Next, we have the Intelligence Knot Crystal, which boosts intelligence in your stats by 10 for 3 minutes. This can be located under Carrier Manor by the road to the Manor Grace. It'll be located right here. Next up, slightly south from the Sapphire Riverwell, we can acquire 2 more cracked crystal tiers. We have the Green Spill Crystal tier. This temporarily boosts stamina. It boosts your maximum stamina from 198. It took me at 228. So I'm not sure if it's 15% or if it's a flat out plus 30. But it does last 3 minutes. A nice little early tier that you can get for like boss fights. And we have the spiked crack tier. And that boosts your charge attacks for 15% damage for 3 minutes. Please note that charged attacks are simply holding RT. It's not going to work on your skills. Next up, we have a unique one, but it's very good if you're going to fight the Lord of the Blood. It nullifies his curse, making the battle significantly easier because you don't have to use 3 or 4 heals when he uses his curse. This is acquired by going to the second church of America and defeating the NPC that invades there. Next, we have the Opelon hard tier. This can be acquired in Northeast Khalid by defeating the Putrid Erdtree right here, or Putrid Avatar. This boosts elemental damage negation from fire, magic, lightning, holy by 15% for 3 minutes. Next up, in the south of Khalid, you can get the Windy Crystal tier right near where the merchant is. You'll come over here. This enhances dodge rolls for 3 minutes. It seems to be somewhere between a 25 to 50% faster dodge roll that you'll get. And you do take slightly more damage with this equipped. Next up, we have the Stone Barb Crack tier. Melee attacks are more likely to break enemy stances. Now, this one only lasts a short duration, I think 15 seconds. And I'm not sure exactly how much more likely you are to break enemy stances. If anything, probably max about 15 to 20%. If you are somebody that thinks that that might be good for you, try it out. But I haven't really played around with this one. Next up, we have the Thorny crack tier. Makes consecutive attacks grow stronger. So you go from Mordania and you just come up over the mountain and kill the Erdtree. This one is another one that's short duration, and I don't really have any fast weapons. Haven't been playing around with that. I'm not sure how useful this will be, but if you have a very fast swinging weapon, I tried it with like the katana, and I really wasn't noticing it on the katana for 15 seconds. I think you need something like a dagger to really take advantage of this one. Next up, we have the Crimson Bubble tier, which is kind of like a second chance tier. If you receive a blow that would kill you, instead of being dead, you will receive 1 HP. You will need to heal at this point. If you receive another blow, obviously, you are dead. You can get this by killing this minor Erdtree in the snow section. I believe the effect on this lasts 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes in which if you receive a death blow, instead of being dead, you will get 1 HP. Next up, we have a pretty good situational one called the Speckled Tar tier. It boosts resistances and heals status. So if you're going through like the Lake of Rot, a high poison area, high death area, this could be useful. So it is acquired by killing Wormface. He is a boss over here by the minor Erdtree in the Atlas Plateau. If you've been watching the video from the beginning, you already know this Ursulated tree spirit drops the unlimited FP crystal tier. But it also drops the leaden heart tier, which temporarily boosts your poise by 10 for 3 minutes. I didn't include it in the beginning because the first two were the best for the mages. It's like, that's just like the only two you should have in your cocktail like 95% of the time. So I didn't include it there. The first two were just for the mages, and then going into like more melee and then more universal and just finishing off all the locations. But this one also does provide you the leaden heart tier. And if you miss that part, you get there by going up and around, come to the road of inquiry, and then go down the hill. That'll get you to the boss fight. Next up, we have another two pretty decent crystal tiers. We have the Opelon bubble tier, which was used heavily in the beginning of the game. This puts a bubble around you for 3 minutes and absorbs X amount of damage. Not sure exactly how much damage it absorbs, but like once you have it on and like that first hit that you take, I've seen it absorb some crazy hits. And the next one that we have is the Crimson Burst Crystal tier. This steadily restores HP. I'm not sure at the rate that it restores the HP per second, but the buff does last for 3 minutes. If we come to the north side of the capital, the north side of the Atlas Plateau, we can get 3 crystal tiers. First off, we have the Winged Crystal tier. This allows you to carry up to 699 pounds of stuff for 3 minutes. Just be advised, when that 3 minute ends, you're going to be fat rolling if you still have it equipped where you're overweight. Next up, we have the Twiggy Crystal tier, and this allows you to stop rune loss for 3 minutes. I think it's 3 minutes on this one. It might be slightly less. I think it's 3 minutes though. So when you have this equipped and you use the potion for 3 minutes, you won't be able to lose your runes. Ideally, this is actually good for after you've lost your runes. Though you lost a lot of runes, but it's in a really bad spot. So then you can go to the Grace, assuming you have a Grace, quickly swap this in, run back, right before you make that dash where it actually gets really dangerous, pop the potion, get your runes, and then if you die again, then you don't lose your runes, assuming that you're still within the time limit of the effect duration. And our third crystal tier is a restores half HP upon use. There is actually a second Crimson Crystal tier that restores half of your total HP that can be got by going to the Third Church of Marika. It is in front of a statue. Next up, we have the Cerulean Crystal tier. This restores half your FP upon use. This can be got in Lorania at this Erdtree, and you can get a second one of the restores half your FP at this Erdtree in the snow section. Lastly, we have the Ruptured Crystal tier. About 3 seconds to 5 seconds after you use your potion, there'll be an explosion. This will damage you, it will damage any enemies in very close proximity, and then you will get 30 seconds of unlimited stamina. So this can be got in Lorania at this minor Erdtree, and it can be got by going over here in the snow section in this minor Erdtree. Both locations that I already noted for other cocktails. Both these trees actually give you one better ones, but I just saved this one for last. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it, so I left it for last on the list. But in any case, that is all the crystal tier locations. Now you can create some cocktails. Let us know what your favorite is. I hope that helps.